St. Joseph's National School, East Wall, where Miss Mead teaches 5th class.
Broke is another Viking word, and it's very similar to an Irish word that we use nearly every day. Do you know what that is? Well, John, you have your hand up.
Broke.
Say it again.
Broke.
Broke. Good. What does that mean in English, John?
Boots.
Very good. And of course that tells us that the Vikings wore boots. What are the Vikings most famous as? Angela?
Boat builders.
Yes. And we have the Irish word bald. The Vikings gave us that word, which means
Boat.
boat. The next word is shoal. What does shoal mean in English? Derek?
Sail.
Very good. And we'll take one more word, and that is board. Now that is a word we use in the Irish and the English language. We have on board ship, and we have our board linga in Irish. Repeat that after me. I want you to paint a Viking longship, a boat, a board, and be sure you put in their big sail. And of course, don't forget their shields and oars as well. Now, I want you to illustrate those words. Get started.
You know, there were times on this job when everyone just stood back and admired each stage as the ship began to take shape. That's a grand word, ship shape. Now, the heavy oak frames were to be fitted, and of course Paddy Carroll was there to see that the job was done right. Now, in our search in the archives, we came across a manuscript of the 13th century, a Norse manuscript called the King's Mirror, and you'd never guess what was in it. A father giving advice to his son. How many fathers have given advice to their sons? And how many sons have followed the advice of the father? Well, this lad seemed to follow his advice. And here's what the father said to him. If you're preparing to carry on the trade beyond the seas, sail your own ship. Have it thoroughly coated with tar in the autumn, and if possible, keep it tarred all through winter. Also buy shares in good vessels, or in none at all. And keep your ship attractive, for then capable men will join you, and it will be well manned. And be sure to have your ship ready in the summer, and do your travelling when the season is best. And I wouldn't be a bit surprised if that fella became a wealthy merchant down in Woodkey. To make the frames with accuracy, they had to have templates of the profile of the lap strakes. These are two deaf and dumb lads, PJ and Eddie, with skills at their fingertips. Paddy Carter, the shipwright, was amazed at the way they picked up all the knacks of the trade. The nice thing about the task and its force is that everyone is dedicated to his or her job, and there's a few bob from fast for the project to give dignity to the work. John Hawkins, a Raytown Rings End man, prepares the lashing for the frames.
That one is ready to be lashed. It's ready to be lashed.
I wonder, was it his ancestors who pushed back the River Liffey and gave us the Lear Street and Hawkins Street? Alan Rowe, of course, is an East Wall man. In ancient times, they lashed in the frames using bindings made from the fibrous roots of spruce trees.
Stick. Okay.
The Norwegians showed great interest, but then didn't they give us the plans? Didn't they give us the nails? So naturally their ambassador to Ireland, that nice lady, Miss Kirsten Ohm, visited the work in progress and gave it her blessing. Mind you, she'd make a fine good sailor, the way she skipped up that ladder. Ship ahoy there, Tom Stafford. Tom is the chairman of the committee. The chiselers from St. Joseph's couldn't wait to see the ship. There's no better man to answer their questions than John Masterson.
Many thanks. That's a good question. I don't even know that myself.
How much do you What wood was the ship made out of?
Oak, larch and beech.
Will it have a sail on the boat?
We'll have a sail, yes. Would you like to count the nails?
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll take you about 2 weeks if you want to do it.
How are we going to get it out?
Take that gable end down and then put her on grease planks and rollers and bring her around to the slipper.
Just when things were going well, one big problem arose. Where in the world were they going to get the large, heavy oak timber to support the mast? After searching Ireland and Europe, they located what they required in Wales. But wait for it, hadn't that oak come from the Coolatin Estates in County Wicklow?
How to find that piece of oak? I mean, we've been searching for this particular oak for almost 3 months now. Yeah, because from day one it was the biggest single piece that we had to search out for. Right. We've sort of been looking around and searching. At last it has arrived.
Isn't it amazing how problems have a habit of working themselves out? 2 new sponsors offered to pay for the oak and another one to carry it, bring it over from Wales. PJ, with a bit of help from Eddie Marr, nearly finished laying the flooring. I had a bit of a feeling St. Patrick would get his mark on this Dublin Viking Longship. Vincent Buchanan turned out to be a master carver of shamrocks.